Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail of Gaia, and this is Free Range. And I have the infamous Drake Bailey with me tonight. Sorry we couldn't make it on Wednesday. I had some family issues to do, but to take care of. But we're back on the show tonight, and we will be handling some questions later, and I will ask the questions, and Drake will answer them. But first, he has some important updated information that he wants to share with us. So take it away, Drake. Let me make this like this.
I grew up.
There.
As everybody knows, I'm a.
Oops.
Oops.
Sorry. Wait a minute. I wanted to have you on there only, but now it's not working that way. I don't know why. So I'll just go back to this then.
Yeah,
Okay.
just leave it right there.
Okay. I'll leave it
This,
here. Sorry. Okay.
This pamphlet is a product of Judicial Watch. What I like about them is that they go after everybody and anybody that this side is not doing things right. Judicial Watch used for info on Biden administration shutdown of China COVID investigation. To starters, coordinated effort to advance CRT in Loudoun County, Virginia revealed. So, Ashley Babbitt shooting questions raise serious questions. The records are show that it shouldn't have happened. Now, I want you to, you know about Fauci sending money to Wuhan. Well, in June 2021, Judicial Watch revealed that NIAID under Fauci gave the Wuhan lab $826,000 for bat coronavirus research. I would say that we've got some stuff that everybody needs to look into. Now, the thing that I see is that Loudoun County, Virginia, is the center of the storm on CRT, and these documents show school district officials were obsessed with pushing, often dishonestly, the CRT agenda. I'm not gonna say nasty things that I honestly believe and all that. However, Judicial Watch says the Pentagon for videos and photos of Afghans clinging to the U.S. military aircraft. I mean, they just go on. They don't quit. They're kind of like
Excuse me.
Santa Claus. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Rhode Island, critical race theory again. Humanized mice projects records. Now, yeah. Obama getting on parole board frees bin Laden bodyguard and another terrorist. I don't know why. Why don't they just? I have suggestions on that, but Dunham wins over toughest critic with revelations of Dem scheme behind Trump Russian probe. Maryland's most populous county told students there is a double pandemic of COVID and racism. Judicial Watch gets Doxburg to show coordinated effort to advance CRT in Virginia's Loudoun County. I just covered that one. Okay, woke in Wesley Public Schools. And let's see how boardroom diversity has evolved into, in the Me Too era. Woohoo. Babbitt shooting internal police docs reveal no good reason for shooting, according to Judicial Watch. It goes on and on, covering things of that nature. Now,
Well, what's the most important thing that came out on there, Drake, out of what you were reading? What was the most critical thing?
what was the most important thing is CRT,
Yeah.
and the fact that they can judicially pull his teeth so that it can't be used. Well, my beard wants to act funny.
My hair does that too.
I'm your furry mother.
Okay. Did you hear about Kristen W? Kristen W. Did you know about her? Do you know who she is?
Who?
Kristen W.
Christian, probably.
she was a truther that all of a sudden now they say that she's passed. So and she was quite young, way too young to pass, and she was in the hospital and appeared to be some type of respiratory issue, and she refused the the normal protocol with the
You
remdesivir.
really want me to open that can of worms? And
No,
tell
we
you
don't
what?
really have to. We don't really have to go there, but we
Okay.
it's certainly getting risky to try to be a
Yeah, it's
truther.
dangerous to go to the hospital because they might accidentally give you the wrong thing or
It's
something.
kind of like a
Anyway,
death camp, accidentally on purpose, you know.
I'm
So
not
anyway,
going to
we got to be good
stipulate.
here. We're on the YouTube and Facebook channel, so they are censorable, and I didn't turn them off,
I
so
know.
we
Well,
must stay
I got to watch
okay.
what I say. That ain't no problem.
Yeah,
Uh,
me
in
too.
ensuring election integrity, is ensuring election integrity anti-democratic? Ooh. This guy is all about ID to vote. Then you got Zuckerbucks and the 2020 election. It's by Holly Hemingway, by the way. And the first one is John R. Lott Jr. Crime Prevention Research Center is he's the president of it. And these kind of things, when if you get into the details, here it is. Okay, follow it. Get a copy. You'd be amazed. Uh, hey, you want me to drop the other foot on the toe or something to tell everybody what's going on in terms of a date? Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
those gotta be careful with those dates, Drake. We don't want people jumping down our throat about a date because it didn't happen
Two
on that date or
weeks.
something else. 2
2
weeks, every
weeks.
2 weeks, every 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. 2 weeks, get
I'm
up, buddy. There's
famous
two
for
more
2
weeks.
weeks. Come on now. Look, I work with gematria, which is a special form of numerics, not
Yes, it is.
numerology, numerics. It covers a whole bunch of things that people don't even consider. Okay, the number on the theory of everything, everybody just poo pooed it, dismissed it, ignored it. I had a number. The number is 1.0.1, and that number is all inclusive. The one on the first one you come to, excuse me, entails all of our whole numbers. The point is a decimal point. The zero in the middle actually is the original form of what's known as the lazy eight or infinity. Think about that. Then you got another decimal point and a one. All of the fractions are whole numbers in this particular type of numerics. What I developed from studying gematria was spherical numerics. Totally different area. From
So
it, you can figure out anything.
do you look under
Now,
the what they call the simple gematria, or do you do the
I do the
the
complex gematria,
okay?
and I simplify it and say 1.0.1, so everybody can understand what I'm talking about and wonder what they're thinking. Ooh, well, here's the thing about something that most people don't know about ancient numbers. The numbers that we're looking at are 2022. We're
Okay.
missing a two. We're missing a two. So that means it must be February. Two. Two twos. A zero. Two twos. When you take that number and add it together, it means eight. It comes to eight. Two plus two plus two plus two. Real simple. Go look up what eight means. What's even more fun is when you divide 22022 by itself. You get 101. Remember that number I told you? 1.0.1.
Yes. What are you getting at here?
Now you're beginning to get the understanding. You're beginning to get curious, but you're getting the understanding of when ET is going to do his thing. It's going to be neat. We're going to have a barbecue on the White House lawn and all kind of fun things. And there are a bunch of things going on. The exposures are getting detailed, and what that means is that everybody's name is on a humongous list.
Uh-oh,
And
that
the
means that
guilty
my name's
parties.
on a list too.
Well, what's neat about it is that the guilty parties have been expressed to ET. That means that the oligarchs surrender and their henchmen, whether they're a capo or what they might be in the system, are going to be collected. Now, I talked about this a long time ago with David Wilcock on an interview about mass arrest and a whole bunch of changes coming. And guess what? Somebody decided to slam open the door and do a number on the bad guys.
It's finally happening.
Yeah, it's finally taking place. What I did was I got confused as to which timeline was which. And when I did that, that's where the 2 weeks started. Okay. My timing was off. Not the stuff itself. My timing was off. There you go. We just lost one.
Okay.
Great papers. Christian W. Murder in a California hospital. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I read about that.
Well, I will. If we get to the questions, are you done with the other things that you wanted to talk about, Drake? There was about three different
these
things.
are some of the ones. I'll talk about the questions a little more in depth than what they have been in the past. Okay, does that work?
Yeah, that's fine. What I'll do is I'll read the question to you if somebody has questions, and then you can answer it. But I was just wondering, did you cover everything else that you wanted to cover before we started with questions?
Yeah, that's just general stuff that anybody can find if you look for it.
Okay.
Okay. Give me a question. Give me a question.
Are the federal offices closed? Were they closed today?
Yes.
Okay.
Almost all offices, including a bunch of the state level, were also closed.
Okay. What does that
Federal
mean?
wasn't the only. Huh?
What does that mean?
That means that the oligarchs are thinking about trying to hide. Their comeuppance is coming, and they don't like. They think that they're going to get their goodies caught in a zipper.
So, are they trying to escape or find a way out, or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where do most of them reside? Okay, most of the cabal has high level minions in the federal government. If they don't go to work because they're scared, the oligarch gets a picture that maybe I shouldn't go screwing around with this. I'll leave it there and let it be a nice open question for everybody to think about.
Okay. A lot of the questions are related to Kirsten and whether or not she received the proper treatment. I mean, she certainly had all the information she would have needed to have been able to know how to treat herself, but I'm surprised she would even go into the hospital personally. But anyway, can you answer this question? What is Kim Guggen's role in the transition, if any? Kim Guggen.
Say the last name again. I'm missing it.
Kim Guggen.
Oh, Guggen.
Kim Possible. Okay. Yeah, they call
there's going to be a lot of roles. He's just one of a whole bunch of fish in the pond. And I'm not going to say anymore because I've been asked not to talk about this.
Okay.
Isn't
Well,
that
as far
fun?
as Kirsten goes, I did have her on my show one time,
Uh-huh.
and then she was scheduled to be on a second time, and that on that day, the my YouTube channel or my Facebook channel, one of them was put. I was either put in Facebook jail or in YouTube jail, one of them, or anyway. And then she was more upset about that than she was about the fact that I just got in put in jail. So we never did get to do that show, and it never got handled again. Now somebody is saying that she was poisoned. We don't know the truth. We'll find out pretty soon what's going on. There's been anywhere from saying that she went into a witness protection program to that they actually did something to her in the hospital. Um, who knows? We really don't know because the hospitals are not what they should be doing things that are not in the best interest of any human being there. So that's a real serious problem. Um,
And
let's
then,
see. It says Rodriguez was laughing his head off the same day she died, which that sounds kind of
yeah,
crazy.
well,
Um,
kind of event.
anyway, did you know Dr. Sam now has her show with her husband Tom, and Kent Dunn is doing his own show? Did you know that, Drake? I just heard
And
that
who
today
is what
too.
now?
Kent Dunn has his own show on
Yeah,
KCOR radio,
yeah.
and Sam Muggsy was doing her show with her husband.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that interesting? But
Yeah,
anyway,
it is.
okay. MMS, I have some information about that. There is a pastor, Grennan, I believe his name is, who is in um, prison in Colombia with one of his sons, and two of his sons are in prison in or jail in Florida without all because they were giving away the MMS. They don't want anybody to have anything that actually works to take care of this bioweapon. So, and then
Well,
another thing, did you hear about the guy named Christopher Key, who is he is Vaccine Police is his name of his organization. And
yeah.
anyway, um, he's out now, but he was put in jail for no reason really. But anyway, they're desperate. You can tell that they're desperate. They're going after anyone and everyone. So
They won't come here. And they won't bother you either.
that's good. I don't really want to be bothered.
You can.
This is
I've got
becoming a
a.
dangerous job, and I don't even get paid for it. So
I got a security detachment with me that kind of wanders around in the snow and doesn't leave footprints, which is pretty difficult to do. And it makes people wonder, especially when it walks up behind them and says, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And it pops them. Hey, you better run. They think the place is haunted. Let's see now. In your case, you've got a security attachment to that follows you around. Um,
okay, Newsweek asked Kristen for Intel Drops, which is a book that she wrote. What about the anonymity? That's a word I always have trouble
who
saying
the
that
what
word.
is?
Anonymity of those that told her the intel. I'm getting an echo
Where
for
are
some
we at
reason.
here? Did I
I
miss?
don't
I
know.
missed the question. I'll bet.
Well, how about let's go to what are the galactic updates, if any? Do you have any galactic updates?
Life updates? Yeah. Well, I can tell you some things about ET that people don't seem to uh, be able to fathom, and that is that they have an absolute record of everything: who, what, when, where. You know, name, blood type, address, phone number. They're not going to do anything. They
Hmm.
can't. The cabal has been running rampant, and I don't know if you've noticed how people on certain shows get all kind of nervous and and they're worried and like that. Well, the reason they are because they know this is coming. They've been informed.
What's
They don't
coming?
want to. They don't. Please, Mr. Custer, I don't want to go. You know.
You mean the
Yeah.
indictment or the arrest or whatever?
Oh, yeah. Well, you got two things. You got you've got the cabal itself, um, turning itself in or surrendering, however you want to look at that. And the second part is the mass arrest I talked about years ago. It's ET and the military and a few others are going to do that.
Okay. Let me see what's this other question here. Is the photon belt or galactic wave responsible for the transition? And are the ETs
It
in
is
control
the
of that?
light. It is the light from the center galaxy, and they would equate that to a sun, but it's not a sun.
Well, what's producing it?
Uh, that was set up by the creator so that certain things would take place in our evolution from one type of a critter to away from that type of away from being a critter. We will become free human beings, free thought, and all of the whole 9 yards very soon. But you have to understand that these things are being facilitated by myself, ET, and a whole bunch of workers. We're not going to let anything slide. We're making sure that everything's going to go right, that it's going to be a nice, peaceful, fun transition. Now, if anybody has ever ridden a roller coaster, you know what kind of fun it can be if it's a reasonable roller coaster. And fasten your seat belts, put your tray in the upright position, grit your teeth, and hold on. Here we go.
All right, there's someone that's asking this question, and I'm going to be very careful how I ask it because we are on censored platforms. So the question is there anything you can tell us to make us feel a bit more confident that the program is going away?
That the vaccine is going away?
Well, I
The
didn't want you to
program?
say that word. Yeah, I was trying to say
Well,
program. So
let's put it this way. The ETs I talked to told me that that would be negated. Whatever exactly that means is a good question. If everybody who is sick becomes healthy all of a sudden and the disease can't be found anywhere, I'd say that's pretty cool. I mean, do it to it, flip the switch, let's see what happens. Pop a light bulb.
okay, now the next question is, if we are going to live to be 1,800 years old in the 5D and be healed by the ETs and med beds, from what are we going to die from in 5D? Why will we die then, basically?
Well, you have to understand that 1800 is the original lifespan of human beings. It doesn't necessarily mean it applies to you or that you got to live 1800 years. I'll leave it at that. You have choices. You can choose not to. Okay, well, I did everything I wanted to do. Let's go. And, you flip your own switch. Click.
And then what would you do? I mean, your spirit obviously
You
doesn't
go
die.
to, well, okay, this is going to be fun. Most religions are full of it. And there's a reason I say that. You got Hades, hell, nasties, demons, and all this gobbledygookity garbage that people have dreamed up to keep the collection plate full. What actually happens is very simple. You can't go down. You can only go up. So forget going to purgatory or any of them other nice places that somebody dreamed up in a bad nightmare. Okay, think about it in the terms of what the creator actually accomplished. Uh, in him is no darkness at all. So they can't. There's nobody going to send you downstairs when the only direction you can go is up. It's real simple. It's not complicated. Now, anybody out there that really wants to know can look it all up. I did.
Okay, next question. Is the supernova wave pressing the need for the transition, not the cause, Drake?
No, the supernova wave isn't happening. First of all, that's another no. It's another false science. Um, the transition is going to happen irrespective as to anything. Okay, it's backed by the all of the power of creation. You want to fool with it? Well, let's put it this way: you don't pull the mask off the old Lord Ranger. You don't kick God in the crotch. I'll leave it right there at that. That is a good.
That's a good one.
I have
Okay.
great respect for the Creator. He anybody that can design the mess that we got here in terms of diversity and all that. Wow, makes me feel stupid.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
next question. Do you know about an ultimatum given yesterday specifically to Belgium, Germany, and France's governments? Do you know anything about that? Can you comment?
Yes, that has to do with well, the first part of it has to do with the quantum banking system. They wanted to resist, and ET told them, "No, you don't." So far, it started out there was three of them that I found out about, just three. Okay, all of a sudden, the next day it was nine. These are locations of central banks. I want everybody to get that in through their head. Central banks. And the central banks are going quantum. Why? They have no choice.
Somebody's asking for a friend. I'm sorry, I put my mic on because my dog was barking.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay.
I put it off. I mean, so anyway, somebody's asking for a friend. Do people in 5D have sex?
Well, I see something here that says, "Do people have sex in 5D?"
Yeah, that's what I asked. That's
Asking
what I
for
just
a
asked you.
friend.
That's
Yeah,
exactly.
right. Yeah, look, you expect things to totally quit, you're out of your mind. There's a whole bunch of human qualities, and I leave it at that. You can use your imagination to figure it out. Um, there's a whole bunch of human qualities and actions that only humans take in the sense of the biology involved. And ET is respectful of that. They won't barge into the bedroom and interrupt or anything. That's not going to happen. So, well, they don't want to be harmed. I said, do no harm. Coitus interruptus usually ends up with somebody getting nailed. So, they don't want to they don't want to, and they don't want to embarrass anybody.
Okay. We don't have to go
But
any further than that. Anyway.
I was having fun. That was a good one.
Okay. Okay. Is it a wave and where did it originate? That quantum wave you spoke about? Where's it coming from? What's
Wait a
making it
minute.
happen?
Is it a wave? Well, yes. Yeah. Hmm. You know what a quark is? Whoever asked that, I'm gonna blow your mind. Quarks are funny particles. They move into and out of reality. They do so in a time frame. This is just a particle. It's just got funny charges, and it does things. We're having a heck of a time catching them. We have caught five, I think, so far. So the same thing would be true in terms of an answer to that question.
Hmm. Will there be a solar flash this year?
A solar what?
Flash. Flash. Solar
Yeah,
flash.
probably.
Okay. Yeah, that people go back and forth on that. I don't know if it's what to think about that because some say there will be, some say there won't be. Maybe people just don't really know for sure. Okay.
Oh boy.
Are you expecting the
Have
wave to
you?
come
Let
anytime
me. Let
soon?
me. Wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. Have you been reading some of the things that are going on in the chat?
Yes, some of them I just passed by because they're just commentary. They're not actually questions.
Well, they got some that really.
Which one are you referring to?
Here's one. Are the dumbs all cleaned out?
Oh, I didn't
Not
even see
not
that one.
absolutely, but we're getting there. We're working on it.
What do
Why
you think about Zeta Talks information?
the who?
Zeta Talks information? Zeta?
Haven't heard her. I can't formulate an opinion
Zeta
except
Reticulum?
that I'm getting some info from ET and I'm gonna leave it alone. Why is Sky Prince charging
We're,
$800? Anybody that charges for a med bed ain't got it together.
they're probably on the wrong side of the fence because they're supposed to be
Exactly.
available free.
Then you got somebody making an assumption. So Dick Cheney, Rumsfeld, Wolfowitz, Clinton's, Bush's all get off scot free. Ooh, no, they don't.
None of them get off scot free.
That's right.
Are the ETs not going to be our new overlords controlling our lives and capabilities? They were before. I mean, the bad ones. So the new ones don't do that sort of thing. Isn't that correct, Rick?
Yeah, they sizzle real fine when you shoot them in the right spot with the right thing. I like frying them.
Did you hear about what went on in Boulder, Colorado, where they do weapons, directed energy weapons? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the purpose of that?
Well, do you know? Have you noticed the pictures they've got of the energy weapons coming from the sky and starting these forest fires and cutting houses in half and all that stuff?
Okay, somebody is a newbie and is asking, what is your background, Drake, and where do you get your information from?
Aha, okay. Well, very simple. I'm an incarnate. Now, my original existence and name is Red. You want to find something out? Go look it up. This gives me this gives me powers and capabilities others don't have, and being able to take information out of somebody's skull is one of those powers. So if I really know that I need to have some information from somebody, it don't matter if they want to give it up or not. I just take it, and then I disseminate it accordingly. Some of the information goes directly to ET, not to me. Many of the ETs don't have the collective powers that I have. Why? I don't know. I really, honestly don't understand that.
Do you know why Trump canceled his January 6th speech?
You came in, broke up. Try again.
Do you know why Trump canceled his January 6th speech? A lot of people were very disappointed about that.
Yeah.
Are you able to give that information out?
Have you heard of the Fifth Amendment?
Okay.
Well, have you? Is anybody out there? Okay. Fifth Amendment states that you don't have to give testimony of any kind or supply information of any kind that may be self-incriminatory. Now, the other part of that is that anything Trump says would be self-incriminatory, so he took the Fifth Amendment line. No, we're not doing that.
Okay, Drake, what do you think about this? This has come up before, and people wanted to understand you correctly about it. Jared Rand, a man named Jared Rand, is working on raising $6 million for a prototype healing chamber, which he intends to charge for.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say this very clearly about all of those people out there. You want to charge for it? You're not part of our program. The healing is free. Did Jesus Christ charge when he put his hand on somebody, or as your faith, so is your healing? Very simple. It's not. It ain't there. It ain't there. It's real simple. Money and the love of it and the acquisition of it is one of the major problems we've got.
Well, see, somebody said that, and Patty Brazard in particular, who I would think you know her. She was a
Uh,
former sergeant in the Army and a Micmac shaman. But anyway, she said Rand is bad. And actually, anybody who's charging that much money is probably a cabal person because that's not what it's supposed to be all about. And that's why the
if
military.
they charge 5 cents or a penny or anything, they're not with our program. Our program is to do no harm, and it would be harmful for people to have to pay for their healing. So therefore, bingo, no charge. I'll
Good.
get your butt in a machine, sit down and act right. Can you imagine a teenager going into a healing machine? Oh boy, had enough trouble getting them in a car, let alone in a healing machine.
Who's going to be a part of the entertainment in singing in Arizona because that meeting has been rescheduled and it's supposed to be here in Florence, Arizona.
Just wait, you haven't seen nothing yet.
You can't ruin the surprise, right?
Well, think of the honest to God funniest person you can. That would be Mel Brooks. Think about that thing being run by somebody like Mel Brooks, and you get the picture. It's going to be
Uh,
a hoot.
okay, is there really an RV? What would you suggest for the best one or two humanitarian projects that you could think of?
Really an RV, yes. And what was the second part now?
What about the best humanitarian projects that you can think of? That would.
Okay. If you're wanting to get involved in that, all you have to do is tell your mentor after the uh, changes that we're going to go through, and you'll find that you can get assigned very easily to what you want to do. You may find out that's not what you want to do, and you can change it.
So, someone's asking about the transition again. Are you still saying that sometime in February is still on
That's, well, 20, the second
2022?
month of 2022. Simple.
Yeah, February 2nd. Yeah, second month.
No, no,
No?
no.
Okay, what
Month,
is it?
and year.
22 and 2. So that would be February 20.
The
Yeah.
second, the second fills out the 2000, makes it 22, 0, 22.
Okay.
It's a palindrome or a number or a numeric that doesn't matter which way you speak it, it's the same. Okay. It also has the same function. Two is a very interesting number for anybody wanting to look it up in the Gematrian files.
Yeah, would you look up 222 or just 2 alone? Which one?
Just two.
Just 2? Okay.
Yeah, and what you got to remember is that when you got two numbers that are the same or side by side, they become one. And when they do, they multiply times each other. In other words, 2 times 2 is 4. Uh, times 2 is 8. Ooh, what does the number 8 got to do with anything? Look it up. I think you'll like it. It's basically new beginning.
Fantastic. Okay. Um, where was there was another? Did you hear anything, or can you confirm or deny that Bush was hung at Gitmo?
That who was on a what?
That George Bush Jr. was hung at Gitmo.
I keep hearing a lot of things about getting all military tribunals where they execute people and all that. When they start putting out the video, when they start inviting us personally to watch, I'll have more confidence in it. And the reason I question it is because you have to understand that just because somebody says something, don't make it true.
Okay. And well, they just haven't made anything public, and people have a right to know, and we still don't know anything for
Exactly.
sure. So
Exactly.
there was another thing that was said a while back that the elites were supposed to go to Antarctica, and they were up basically surrendering or going off to another planet. And they were
Uh-huh.
supposed to release all these spells that they put
Right.
on the planet, but it doesn't appear that that actually happened.
Well, you got to remember the time of it is of two of
Two, two.
2022. In other words, we
Okay,
might have to wait. Let's see, what is it? That's the 7th. What we got?
another month.
Uh-huh. Maybe. They may have to start some of it early. It depends. There's variables in there that when the oligarchs and the cabal get decide that they're going to resist, they're going to find out that they got a serious problem.
Well, they're bound to resist because they want to maintain control, don't they?
They can't. You can't. How hard would it be to stop somebody who could walk through walls coming and grabbing you by the throat? How difficult would it be? Now, listen to this. They're handheld weapons. All right, they're high energy beam weapons.
Hmm.
The handheld ones can penetrate Earth 2 miles deep. Now, what kind of muck are you going to build to withstand that? You ain't. Now, try this. They have a location system that is par excellence. They can find anybody, anywhere within our solar system. They take off and try to run, they grab the ship. They take off running here, they grab them. They get very funny about something, and I will jerk something off and beat them with the wet end of it.
Well, there was some talk too about, okay, we have the elite who are off Woulders, many of them, and then we have people that are your regular minions of those elite that are
Uh-huh.
humans that have either been programmed or mind controlled or whatever. What happens with them? Is it our responsibility to take them
No,
down, or what's the story there?
no. ET is going to has a special thing in mind for the clones or people who cannot get themselves back, meaning their mind or whatever. And basically, if they have to, they'll go in the guy's skull and rewire a part of it if it's kind of screwed up, like some people think it might be.
Wow.
And ET has the capability and technology to do these sorts of things.
Hmm.
I just hope he hurries up. I just hope they hurry up and get it done.
Yeah, I think everybody is at that point. Somebody's asking, is Gitmo a day spa for the elites?
If you okay, the Ayatollah said no toilet paper. Now you think about living with a whole bunch of guys under those conditions, eating weird stuff, and what the result would be. Uh, that's a day spa. Oh, I'd hate to see a night spa.
What have you heard about the movie called 355?
Yeah.
Do you know anything about it? Do you have any comments about it?
Um, just that you have small amounts of truth in it and not much factual evidence. It's like it's like any sci-fi. It might be based on something totally valid, like time travel or whatever, um, future worlds. I mean, anything of this nature, any fun and games that you can think of that you find in sci-fi. The real bitty piece of a truth might be only in one little part of it. Take aliens, for instance. Uh, Hope you don't meet certain lizardous entities because they're pretty much a copy, and they don't like humans at all. When you get into things and find out that the reptilians, to give you an example, and this is not the good ones, the bad ones, tried to turn us all into lizards, then you get a little something of interest. Um, you get into ships As an example, we think of a ship as some kind of piece of metal, like the car or the truck that we drive. What do you do when they're alive? How does that change its operation? What can you and can you not do with something? Now let's get into the specifics of physics. Everybody seems to think they know what's going on. Well, I hate to tell them, but the speed of light sucks canal water. It's slower than a Model T, and I'll tell you why. Everybody in the audience, everybody that can hear this, do a simple test. Now, this is your test alone. It doesn't have squat to do with me, but it's your test, and you're on your own on this. What you want to do is remember a certain place in a certain time where you was going fishing, or you was going swimming, or you were hiking, or whatever. Now, what you want to do is get a clear picture of it. Okay. Here's the fun part. Guess what? It doesn't matter what the distance is. You can actually be at that place. In Dune, the old funky sci-fi movie, they had stuff called spice. And what it enabled them to do was to bend space-time like so. And they would be on this side, and they want to go to that side. They would simply hold on to the other side. And as fast as you got a clear picture, you're there. And that's only one of the speeds. The big speed comes from a higher level.
Are we in a secret war with China?
No, most of the stuff between the three superpowers, that's China, Russia, and the US, is fictitious. You have to remember that. It'll look one way when it's nothing close to it. Now, you want to get into it. They formed about, it was about 5 years ago or so, the Northern Trident Agreement, where all three of us work towards the same sorts of goals. Doesn't have anything to do with politics or economics. It has to do with becoming a part of the seafaring community. That's what it's all about. Now, FedEx, this is to quote some people, FedEx, UPS, and others already make deliveries to these entities in very far out places.
That's what I heard. I've heard that before. That's interesting. Okay, somebody's asking about just a general any word on the Nibiru scare thing.
Nibiru?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nibiru is a fallacy primarily. You have to understand that it came up as an idea. Then everybody started paying attention, and it morphed it from an idea. It started turning into a reality. Several of us noticed, myself and a bunch of other people, and we took exception to the fact that Nibiru even exists. And so far, it's a ghost.
Oh, I thought that was the original home of the Anunnaki.
Well, now you have to understand that you're gonna have a lot of people making things up where people came from and all this to hide their true origins. We might shoot a nuclear rocket at them and blow up their planet, and they don't want that to happen, so they don't tell us where they live. That's why Adam Schiff and Schumer and those funky monkeys that we supposedly have as representatives, it's hard to get their address.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Are we all going to are people individually going to have an ET mentor?
Yes. There's going to be about a 3-to-1 process. The mentor will keep this together so you don't lose it. one mentor will teach you how to use tools, and another one will teach you what you can and cannot do as an advanced being. Do no harm is the prime directive in that area.
Was there a dome taken out in Pittsburgh because there was a loud boom, a dome underground base in Pittsburgh?
Well, it depends on where. It depends on if it was an aerial boom or a boom from underground, and that's kind of difficult to really decide upon. The booms that you hear in the air are simply the opening and closing of portals and things passing through them and that sort of deal. If you have a boom, a big boom underground, and it breaks windows, causes car alarms to go off, makes people freak out, that would be a dome. And we don't have very many of those left that have got anything in them.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it's amazing what they got out of them, though. That's for sure. Lucy's asking, there was a voice tapes of Trump released stating the storm is upon us and there are big changes coming. Do you, Drake, know anything about those tapes?
Yes. They'll be released to everybody at the proper time. You're going to have a combination of things. One, you're going to have broadcast stations. Okay, this is your old-fashioned radio that'll carry it. Number two, you're going to have learning channels on the internet and on TV, etc. Along with this, you will be given certain like a syllabus, so you can have an idea as to what's going on and how to deal with it. Then you've got your mentors, whichever one might be most appropriate to your question or your concern, who will address these things. Okay.
What about somebody said something about were 90 baddies put down on the 6th? I don't know what that means exactly. What do you mean by baddies? Baddies? What?
I hope that I really sincerely hope that that's true. I heard about it, but I don't know to believe it or not. When you come up with a bunch of vacancies in the CIA and FBI and that sort of thing, then it's possible.
Somebody's saying that there is nothing in all capital letters going on at Gitmo. Do we have any? Do we have any proof of that one way or another?
Nobody has any proof of squat going on at Gitmo. Bear that in mind.
Can't you? They can't fly over the area or anything like that, and nobody can see what's going on.
ET's not going to tell you about it. Nobody in any government official position is going to say anything. And I've been asked not to talk about it.
Well, apparently they don't want anybody to know anything about it. I guess. Have you ever seen Real Raw News?
Yeah.
.com? RealRawNews.com?
Yes.
Because there's a lot of information there about what's going on in Gitmo, including the people that have on trial or being executed, all that kind of stuff. That's what's in Real Raw News.
If you wanted to get into the raw news, about 3/4 of the government go to jail on one release. Think about that. That's why it's not released. That's why raw news isn't quite as raw as what they'd like you to think. Yeah, so information.
Do the elites get special medical treatment at the spa in Gitmo?
No. What you're going to have is the people that are at a detention center or something of this nature. They're all going to be released, but only after they have been rehabilitated totally. That means rewiring this or whatever it takes. And the fun thing that's going to really come about is the total and absolute destruction of the ideal of control. in terms of religion, in terms of government, in terms of groups and organizations, specifically the corporations saying, you don't got a job if you ain't got a poke. I'll tell you what I would do. No, I won't.
Okay.
You could censor for sure if I said that.
Yeah. Well, jabs are going to be dealt with here pretty soon, one way or another, and it
Yeah.
probably will fall by the wayside. So anyway, and the truth will be made known about it. Are we going to have any privacy? When will we be able to walk through walls and in the house in 5D?
Well, you better tell your kids to not to play any games. You come to that wall, I'm gonna knuckle your head, you little turkey butt. Quit it. Kids are known to have fun with people, so they'd probably put an alligator in the bathtub with you, or something fun like that, and in lieu of getting themselves in right directly. Now, here's the thing about families. Real simple. You want to have more than one kid. The reason you do, because when you got more than one kid, you don't know who did it.
And they'll never
Hey, I
admit
blame my sister.
it. Okay. Let's see here. Someone is asking, what do you mean? This must be somebody new. What do you mean by transition, RV, and Gasara or ascension? What do you mean by transition?
Transition. My. Okay. Imagine all of the pain, aging, and garbage that's going on now in our world, as well as between us. Poof, gone. That's a transition.
Okay.
What's
The,
happening in Kazakhstan? Ooh.
the, does,
The people are
does Greg
rising.
know what false flag that will a false flag take place in January? This January?
That's possible, but I doubt it. You see, you got to understand the people that would do that have lost a lot of their capability and power. So they're not. They're more interested in CYOA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cover your own
Yeah.
posterior.
But yeah, we could change the A to a B, and then you could say it. Okay. Is Trump coming back before or after his social media goes viral, or do we even know?
Is who coming back?
Trump, Mr. T. Trump.
Mr. T. Well, Mr. T wears gold chains and stuff. And
Not that
anyway,
Mr. T. Some people call
anyway,
Trump T. You're not
okay.
supposed to talk about him either. I mean, this censorship is ridiculous, is what is going on. But anyway,
Mr. Trump has agreed to help run the whole system planet wide. Think about that, planet wide. Uh, most of the things that are that haven't been handled properly will be corrected, and I say most of them. Okay, that involves countries and people and things of this nature that will be taken care of. The transition will, uh, first of all, take care of a lot of the fun and games in terms of the way people act towards each other, because you're going to lose the incentives. One of the main incentives, the love of money, is the root of all evil. Well, what happens if there isn't any? Oh, you screwed me all up. Now I can't be a crook no more. So you get the picture.
well, you
It's
don't
just
need to be a crook anymore because you got the money, or you don't need the money anymore. So why
yeah,
that would solve so many problems. It's unbelievable because a lot of that is a result of being forced to be able to make enough money to survive, and we're gonna
yeah.
leave
Well,
that whole concept behind, right?
Janet Yellow's going to be in big trouble because they're going to come in there and unplug her printers. Oh no! No more free money out of thin air. Ooh.
Yeah, they get to print it anytime they want, but if we did that, we'd go to jail. Do you
Exactly. Yeah.
do you?
Politicians hate it when you steal from them. Oh, they get testy.
But they get steal from us all the time. But anyway, that's
Yeah.
another story.
Yeah.
Do you personally know Juan O'Savin?
Do I know who?
107.
I've heard the name, and no, I don't. Not to my
Okay.
recollection.
Well, according to Kara Cassidy, he is Robert F. Robert John F. K. Jr. John Jr. John. But
Uh,
some people
well, I
don't
heard that JFK
agree with
Jr. is coming back on his own. Um, as JFK Jr., no funny names involved.
that.
What's going to happen to the FBI, CIA, DOJ? Well, we won't need them anymore.
Now wait a minute, I didn't even hear that question. What was the question? I didn't hear. I don't see that question yet.
It
I guess I need
says,
to move as
what
far
is
as you
going to
do.
happen to the FBI, CIA, DOJ? And not a lot. They're all good to go home. They don't get no free lunch. Cease to. What do you mean I ain't got a job? Well, we eliminated all them programs and stuff, and that just sort of screws everybody's little agenda up.
Yeah, big time. Okay. What is this? What is the speed of thought? Do you know what the speed of thought is? I mean, we talk about the
The
speed of
speed
light.
of thought is about a billion times the speed of light, and that's a rough guesstimate. Different people think at different rates, but as you practice on getting a clear picture of someplace you want to be, it can be clear across the well. This will blow your mind. You can be in another galaxy. Ooh. Um, but for now, let's say you want to see the little green men on Mars, and so you want to go to Mars. As soon as you get a clear picture of it, you're there. Now you have to have a lot of skill and a lot of training in order to do so. I can do it, but it's I haven't learned all that I need to learn. It's painful.
Okay. Well, let me add something. This program is presented for information purposes only and should not be considered professional advice. Viewers are directed to consult their own sources before acting on the information presented here. That's our little disclaimer so that you don't get upset with Drake or me for whatever is said. So, anyway, moving right along. Putin
Yes.
and Trump have an alliance together. Is that true?
Yes.
Oh, Adronis of Syria says we don't go up until 2037. I don't think that's correct.
Now wait a minute. What were we at? Whoop, G7 is not Jeff. Could you? Carry never go. Oh boy.
Hey, Paul's in the
Uh,
audience.
so
Hey,
what
Paul.
about
Hi,
the
Paul.
how do? So what is the issue of atmosphere? You breathe. Don't worry about it. So much disinformation, at least. Uh,
Okay, here's
Christian.
something. Ask Drake about the Postmaster General of the planet or some title like that. Have you heard anything to that effect?
Yeah, I told the last guy that was claiming that to go stick it someplace. I told him that he sucked canal water for coming up with it. The ideology is that of absolute control, therefore it won't fly. Now, the absolute control is within each of us, and the transition will be the first step. Second step will be learning from your mentor. Third step will be implementing this in here. When you don't have any animosity or no nasty feelings towards anybody, you got it.
And that's the direction people have to move, isn't it?
Yes. Well, you don't have you don't really have a choice. ETs show themselves to the
Okay.
majority.
When
I'd
will
say
they?
in February they're going to land on the White House lawn. Ooh, they didn't think CNN will like that. Oh boy.
Okay. Well, we've been saying that now for a while, so I really do hope that it happens because it would be
All
a
I can
wake
do is
up for
relay.
everybody, wouldn't it?
Yeah, all I can do is relay the information that I've been given by ETs. They tell me say this, I say okay. Is it correct? He says, as far as we know, I say okay. And I've had to over the years, I have had to walk back some things that weren't true then the ETs that gave me the funny information. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. They're in detention.
Okay, well, the
Yes.
Admiralty law was based on the Postmaster General. I guess that's why that was brought up. And he claimed he rescued the flag. I remember I read that story. I know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting story, to say the least. So the ET is going to show themselves to everybody?
Oh,
They
yeah.
really are?
Yeah. They have the full archives of everything that's been done on this planet now. I see one from Chris. Maritime Admiralty law is based on Postmaster General.
That's what I was talking about.
This is the problem with it. Maritime law don't exist. Admiralty don't exist.
It's gone bye-bye, hasn't it? It's gone bye-bye. So that's a good thing. Anyway, I did send Paul a link. I don't know if he wants to come on or not, but he's certainly welcome to if he does. Anyway, does anybody have any more questions?
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. So we covered nothing new from the Galactics except that they may land on the White House lawn at some point.
Whoa. The Galactics are in charge of this. Not the transition, but everything else. So they're the ones that they're coordinating and organizing it.
Okay. Like when they will appear or not appear or whatever.
Yeah, and in what capacity? We'll see who gets to be an ambassador and all that sort of thing.
So, are they waiting for the people to do anything in particular?
No, they're waiting. They're waiting for the time when the transition becomes real, happens, or however you want to look at it.
Now, when you say transition, what actually facilitates that? Is it the collective consciousness, or is it this wave? It's this wave that you're talking about.
No. Facilitates the beginning of something, the facility of something. Does not allow for a process that is determined by the creator and is stipulated as an evolutionary step. Now, these steps sometimes are slow, sometimes long, sometimes hard, sometimes easy. This is supposed to be nice, easy, and smooth as smooth as a chicken coop that got rained on. If you want to get into it, the best thing you can do is sidestep a lot of the horse hockey in the law of one. You want to get into the nitty gritty of it. Visualize the emerald tablets and really get into them, because the law of one is mentioned there in a different way. You got two of them, so there ain't a law of one, there's a law of two so far. Now, that's all I've been able to find out. Except that I do know that this whole transition thing is written in the stars. This is something that, like I said, it's an evolution. When man first became vertical and stood up and walked around, that's one. Then, in the second evolution, man came out of the ground. Ooh, yeah, living in caves. Check with the Inuit. They've got a record of that. Then in phase 3, you have people propagating like crazy everywhere. In phase 4, all of the goodies are explained and what to do about it or with it. And then you are, from that point on, you have to be able to comprehend that something that is not animate might be a sentient being. And that's one of the things that I've been working on in my head for a long time.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I just asked if there is anybody have any more questions. We've covered quite a bit of material. I was just, I guess with the transition thing, what you're saying is it can't be facilitated by anybody. It's already
It's already
thing
there.
that's
It's already coming.
it's a done deal. I mean, it's
Yeah.
already okay. So it's not dependent upon the level of consciousness of the people or anything like that.
Nope.
Okay.
You get to be the biggest Elmer and dummy in the world, you're going to transition like all of the Einsteins will, you know.
Okay. So nobody gets left behind, so to speak.
Exactly. And the ones that are left out of this are the ones that are sent through the portal, either to a prison planet or to a planet of the choosing of the ETs, which is a little bit primitive, let's say. And they're going to get to play primitive man. Wait. Oh my God, that's a saber-toothed tiger, and he looks hungry. Let me out of here, you know. It's gonna be fun. I wanna
So
get the videos.
they're not the guys that have done these horrible things to humanity for thousands of years. They're not just getting off scot free.
Oh no, they're not gonna be on the planet anymore. They're not allowed. That's part of how the transition works.
So that's when they keep saying nothing can stop what is coming. That's what they're
That's
talking
right.
about is coming, right?
This is the event everybody's been talking about.
Okay.
Now you know what that is.
Okay. So when they say the best is yet to come,
It gets
then
better and better and sweeter and nicer and more funner. Oh boy.
and it's no longer a game of survival or the survival of the fittest. It's more a loving
Everybody
and
is deserving. So everybody gets. Very simple.
okay. There's no more haves and have-nots. That
No, I didn't
everybody
say
has.
that. No, I didn't say that. But
Okay, well,
over
explain.
over over a small period of time, what everybody will think would be a small period of time, all of that will be eliminated to where everybody is basically equal.
But we're not talking about socialism, right?
No. You're talking about having a replicator provided.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, I'd like to have this tonight. Push the button and it goes ching. Then you got a plate of whatever food that you wanted. If you need another one, you hit it again. Ching. T-bone steak, whatever you can think of, it can do.
Wow, that's pretty
Wow.
cool.
Yeah,
And that will be handed out by ETs
that will be given
at some
out
point.
like you wouldn't like free beer.
So everybody will get one that
Well,
needs one.
think about how many ladies are stuck with cooking. How many people are stuck with
Hmm.
cooking for whomever?
Hmm.
Um,
Sometimes it's not a matter of being stuck, though. Sometimes it's a very creative, artistic thing that nobody can match, you know. So, certain chefs or something. I mean, there is a creativity to it too. But being stuck with it, I understand what you mean because it's like, anything that you have to do on a regular, all the time basis starts to get to be old
it
after a while.
becomes drudgery, even if it's a perfect heart.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. If you don't feel like it, you just push a button. If you don't feel like you want anything at all, it's simple. Roll over and change the channel on the TV and enjoy yourself. Hey, there's Paul.
Oh, there's Paul. Hi, Paul.
Private chat, he says.
Did you want to come? Oh, he's down here. I see him down here. Here. Oh, Pete hasn't got very good. Wait a minute. How come I can't see him down here?
How come you can't what? Private
There
chat.
he is. Let me see. There you
Oh
go.
my
There we
goodness.
are.
Oh my God, there you are.
Are we having fun yet?
I don't know, are we?
Yeah.
We're almost to the ends, unless you have something. Breaking news. You have any breaking news for us?
No, I really don't have any breaking news, but one thing that I wanted to share, well, except for I got a weird light got it on my. Oh well, forget it.
Yeah, that's from your
Excuse,
mic for some reason. But anyway.
That's because my room light's in the middle of the room and the microphone is between me and it. But I did want to expand one little thing on the speed of thought. The speed of thought encompasses many things. First of all, you have the speed of electricity, which is the speed of light, which is 186,000 miles per second. But the brain is capable of functioning in a quantum manner. So it's able to pull information at 186,000 miles per second from numerous places. But once that thought is formed, and once that becomes an intention, then time is removed from the equation and it is immediately dispersed throughout the quantum universe. So there's a couple of different timings there. Many
Well,
times
that's
the
pretty
speed of
heavy
light.
there. That's pretty heavy there, Paul. But that's
Well,
that's interesting.
Drake had
But
mentioned
we
that it was
also have
many times. It was many times the speed of light, which it
Yeah.
is
It's
because the
about 1
brain
billion times the
functions
speed
the
of light.
same. The brain functions the same way a quantum computer does, with parallel processing. So, but
Yeah.
once it becomes a cooked thought, then it goes everywhere instantly, right there.
Well, what's neat is you can go along with it, like I said, from this side of the universe to that side of the universe. You simply
In an
look over
instant.
there and say, "I'm gonna go right there."
Yeah.
Poof.
Yeah, you think it, and you're already there.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm waiting for those days because there's a lot of
really.
places I'd like to go. Um,
No comment. Some people probably tell you where to go. I bet all the time, don't they?
oh, probably, yeah. But they
I
can
know
go
people.
to the
What
same
about you,
place.
Paul? They tell you that.
Oh no,
But
I
anyway.
never get lost because there's always
Oh,
people ready to tell me where to go.
yeah, cool.
That's a good one. Okay. There was something I was going to say, but I somehow lost my train of thought here.
Now we have a great effect on
Anyway,
her.
but anyway, yeah, 2 against 1. No.
You ready?
You must
No,
be using
quit
a
it.
different microphone today
Who is?
because you don't sound normal, Gail.
Who?
I don't sound normal?
Yeah,
No.
Really?
I don't think you are you using the same computer that you used before?
It's
Yeah, I
probably
am. It's the same everything, the same microphone, the same. The only thing that's different is the headset that I got because I got a new headset. So that's the only thing that could make it different. But
Really? Is
anyway,
the microphone sitting in front of you?
he did
yeah,
it. He
it
did
is.
it. He did it. It's probably your connection, Paul.
Well,
Yeah,
you
your
sound
connection
fine.
you keep getting little yellow lines on your connection there.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
I know my computer's moving huge amounts of data because I ordered another 2 terabyte hard drive. It'll be here on Monday, so I've got to make some room for it.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I've got 7 terabytes online right now, and I'm out of space. So
7 terabytes.
What do you download
7,
everything or what? How do you find
pretty much.
anything?
Pretty much.
You're gonna have a library of your very own. At least if
I
it's
will have a library of my very own.
you know what's good is if they do shut off the internet, you'll be able to have a lot of stuff that's been saved, right? They'll be
Uh,
Mhm.
offline at the time.
Oh yeah.
That would
Yep.
be
I have my own Library of Congress right here.
a good thing.
I have 7 terabytes online, and I've got 4 terabytes offline in offline storage.
Well, okay. Well, since we don't have any more questions, we could call this one a wrap and
Now,
move on.
don't give that.
why not, man? Do it to chickens all day long.
You
Oh,
weren't.
please.
I came to the show late. You weren't talking about blowing stuff up at all, were you?
No, he
No,
didn't. Not
no.
He
once.
did. Oh
I
wow!
just mentioned.
So the only one who talked about was me.
I just mentioned that if somebody gets funny with ET, they're liable to rip it off and beat you with the wet end of it. That's as far as I went.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty
Okay.
then. Well, we're gonna call it a show, and we'll move on, and we'll be back next week. Thank you, Drake, for your time and for answering your questions, and it was always nice to see you, Paul.
Paul, good to see you.
And We keep waiting for something to happen.
I told you February. The
Okay,
number 2 is
February.
February
I
is
was
the
really,
second
really
month.
hoping for today.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, the
February
Orthodox
1st
Christmas.
supposed to have a some fun and games. We'll see.
Yeah. A new financial system, Orthodox Christmas Day, the calendar change, and all this stuff
They
coming
got
to a head.
Yeah.
so many
Always,
satellites going up too that I don't see how they wouldn't be clunking into each other. I mean, thousands. We're talking thousands of satellites. Sounds like space junk. So I don't know about that either.
They got
But anyway,
I resemble that remark.
we'll save that for our next show. Okay. So thank you everyone for listening, and thank you anyone who sent me a card or letter or whatever for Christmas. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And this is listener supported, so if you can help in any way, I sure appreciate it. But anyway, other than that, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you again next week sometime.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Okay, let me take everybody.